Welcome to Scania's Manchester dealership, where today I am here to get a trailer serviced, and I'm also going to have it reviewed. This is JUseeTV's Schmitz Cargobull S.CF trailer and if you are a box rat like me, this will be just up your alley. So, this trailer, what do we get? Yeah, strange things happen when you use your dev cam to control you. I need to get a controller. Okay, so this is my current ride, my DAF XF by Schumi, and this is the new trailer. €40,000 worth of trailer, and it's a nice investment. So, for my €48,000, what do I get? Well, I get a trailer chassis for a start off. That is fully skinnable with numerous configurations, so you can pull containers in pretty much any pattern you like, within reason. So what we've got here is the 40-foot chassis. With the trailer set up to have 45-foot trailers in the forward position. There you are. This is quite close. This does move. It is fully movable and pinnable. Let's get up to the catwalk here. And go on to health and safety. Walking on the bloody frame. You've got your locking pins there, which are nicely modelled. 2 kingpin positions on the real trailer, with one of them, however, has been blanked off. And looks like we are using the forward position for this trailer. So carefully walk down the I-beams, making sure now as I don't fall off. Supports for your 20-foot containers. And if you need to have a raised section at the back, raised container all the way down, because your 40-foot doesn't have a tunnel on the gooseneck, you've also got the option there in real life, on the real life trailer, to flick them out. Although all the SCS containers have a tunnel at the front, so they sit flush on the deck. So these aren't actually needed. You've got a coily for your wires down the back, for your lights. Try not to fall down the chassis rails. That would be embarrassing. Right. Let's go and see what we get. Okay. Here's our current configuration. So, what do we get? One chain type, which means it doesn't pull doubles. However, these are all your chassis options. So you can have a 45-foot with your 40-foot and 20-foots. This puts the container in the middle of the chassis, which means it uses that pin there and that pin there. Put it in the rear section, it goes from there to there. Twin 20-foots. with your support beams put out to support the front of one of the trailers there, one of the containers. These flick out as well because these are your locking ties. Then you put another set down there to go to there, and your telescopic beam has expanded out the back. Extendable underride as well, nicely modelled. And we go back to the 40-foot option, which gives us the container fairly close, or we can have it at the back. This is ideal if you're pulling a shorter trailer, or shorter unit, like a four-wheeled unit, or if you've got a exhaust at the back, so you need your container a little bit further back than what I've got. Because the XF has quite a long chassis on the Euro 5, which is great. And then you got the 45-foot, which is extended at the front, extended at the back. And yep, your underride bar slides out as well. There's your coiling. Now, I was actually surprised when I first saw this trailer. That's why. That there wasn't a pole here, but apparently that is actually correct. Schmitz, in their ultimate wisdom, just have the cable hanging loose. Okay. In reality, probably will cause issues. But no, that's how it is. That is actually accurately modelled. A little bit of clipping there. Seems to be slightly off centre. Nothing major to worry about. After all, when you got a container on the back, you're not going to see that. Right, light. Okay. So these are my options. Your paints. Yep, it is skinnable. You've got a stock setup, complete with the German license plate, and a multicolour setup. So here are our nodes, and there are many of them. You've got options for there, or you can have slots. Now I've got various different light packs and what have you, but here we got white markers or orange markers. You don't want red markers on the front, that would be illegal. So you can have double burners or straights. You've got 3 different preset painted frames: black, white, blue and white, and red and white. White being the what's it that? Fire extinguisher on one of the legs. Although you probably have got space to put one on that side if you so desired. Storage boxes there and on the other side. Optionable for putting reflective tape on the side guards, and you can actually have it if you so desire on the chassis. Although if you've got a container on the back, you're not going to see this section anyway, so yeah, you just put it on the chassis, you'll be okay. You've got options for unipoint lights already on there, or you can have slots on there. I've got the Borman markers and a couple of other light mods as well. So this is SG Design. That's another trailer mod. So, and also Borman's lights by Oberlino. Or you can use SCS lights. Or if you so desire, use the lights that come with it in the kit. My personal preference are the SG Design ones, but that's for another mod, so we'll put those on there. So let's reset that. Moving further back, we've got where's my side guard node? Nope, it's not that one. There we are. You've got 4 different side cards with pardon me, storage box on one side and a long beam on the other. Yeah. Or you can have it on that side, or you can have it on both sides. Or you can have it with the long frame and just have that tucked away. Now, one thing that I would consider the possibility of having a tyre rack mid-frame. Well, so if you won't be able to, obviously you probably won't be able to get away with those. So obviously it'd be in the way, but you can certainly have space if you've got the long one there to have a tyre rack. These are your park shunt valves, that's your raised low valve. So you can move that. These flip out nicely. Comes as standard with 385, 65, 22.5 elementals. There is a little bit of clipping when the axle's raised. But that's really all you get, is that little line there and that little line there. Easy cure to that will be possibly just to dial it back a little bit on the lift axle, so as it doesn't come up quite so far. That will cure that. Although, quite frankly, a lot of trailers in Europe sit on 55s anyway, so just put a set of 55s on it and you're good to go. Supports various different tyre mods. These here are for dually tyres, so you wouldn't see one of these anyway. Well, I'll show you what it looks like. As you can see, it's not meant for dual tyres because it clips like hell. So that was to be expected. Because modern trailers in Europe, unlike the American ones, go for super singles. We don't use double tyres much now. Pacific. That's not that chrome cap, it's down. Yeah, these are from Abbasi's tyre kit. So it does actually support that. Around the back you've got Portuguese and standard marker plates. These here for putting the TIR plate in there. Although I think the TIR plate will be better there rather than having it across the marker plate. Oh, and there's also on the other side there's an ADR. Now, this is something that SCS don't do, where if you've got that, you don't get ADR. Put the ADR plate on SCS. So you have to have, if you do ADR loads, we need an ADR plate. That's something for SCS to consider. Okay, taillight options we have. Burgers with blinkers and brake lights. And a reverse light. Where are I? In the marker triangle. Although that to me is red, is orange. Should be red. But I think it would also as well be better on the bumper. Put a couple of nodes on the bumper for your TIR plate, the ADR plate, and the triangles. That way, you've got the ability to have 4 or 5 lights across the back here, because there's certainly room there for another lamp. So you can certainly possibly get away with having the the space there for a fog light. Because by rights you need brake lights, tail lights, blinkers, fog lights, reverse lights. Well, you've got no fog lights. They are not fitted. Marker plates down there, options for that. But they are removable if you so desire. Individual wheel arches. Now, I skinned this trailer, but I've come across a couple of issues. For some reason, they've come out white, but that's probably something I've made a mistake on how I made the skin. As you can see, it's picking up that. They should be grey. But you've got rather nice Schmitz mud flaps anyway, so why hide them? Other considerations, maybe as an option, painted or paintable fenders. You got tape down the sides. And maybe if you so design, perhaps the ability, because some operators do customize them. Light nodes down here, say 4 or 5 or maybe 6, light nodes down here. So let's go outside and see what it actually looks like on the truck. Oh, and it appears to have come out underneath my truck. Like, what's it, Doc? Ah, that'll be why. So let's have a look at this truck. Get the drone out. One thing I have noticed is your axles. They're there. They are actually present. But they have got no shadow that I can see. Let's go to the trail. Let's just go underneath. I think that was casting a shadow, but there's no shadow of number 2 and number 3. Yeah, there's no shadow off that one. There's no shadow off the axles and the tanks. But apart from that, the shadows cast by the locker boxes that are on the chassis and everything else. So everything else out there that should have a shadow has one. Wheel chocks as well. Well, I think you've got chocks on both sides. Yes, got wheel chocks on both sides, which is a good thing. Apparently the bumper's plastic. You can see the wasping I've put on my skin to the other side of it. Although, that's not a big problem. You'd have to be really nitpicky to cause an issue there. I wouldn't bother. So, let's go. So for 40-odd thousand euros, in fact, the exact price of the trailer is that one there, 43,000 euros. Just spec it how I bought, 45,000 euros. So for 43,000 euros, that's not much buck. But you do get a lot of trailer for it. So we've got a big or small job. See how it looks with the container on the back, because I have had container trailer mods before where the box wasn't seated properly. Oops. Try to do a nice bloody video and someone grabs me. Oh god. I'll deal with it later. Right, okay, let's see. Well, smallest one is Manchester to Carlisle, cauliflower. Or Wexford and Ireland. I will select the job. And this will allow me to see how well this trailer manoeuvres. How well it tracks. I will need to open my window on this one. The best way to use the window up, stop the cat getting away. Oh, he's sleeping right now. Now a test of how good a mod is how easy it is to put on the bay. Load. Right, here we are. Here's our trailer. The trailers are compatible with Arnook's latest container mod. The two actually work kind of hand in hand and in perfect harmony with each other. But as you can see, the missing axle shadows. Now there's a box on the back. Aren't really all that noticeable. Now, as you can see there, there's not really a lot of difference between the running light and the brake lights, so maybe that can be turned up a bit. Speaking of night time. So maybe that'll be something to consider, but on the whole, this trailer is nice. I like it. I'm known to be very fussy on my mods, which mods I like. Now, there is a slight issue there, I don't know if you can see it, where the fifth wheel doesn't quite meet the rubbing bed. I think, however, that is more to do with Shumi's DAF than this trailer. Because if I have a look, actually, let me go. If I go to this Iveco, for example, typical run-of-the-mill Continental truck, and squat down, you'll notice there's a little bit out, but not that much. It's not really a mod breaker. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Let's have a look at the MANs. As you can see here with the MAN, sits perfect. That's with the container in the forward position. Be a little bit too close if you had exhaust up the back, but like I said earlier, if you've got a four-wheel tracked unit like the Scania S&R old generation, there we are, like this one with the mighty Griffin. Don't worry about those floating parts, that's called Fleming's BDF. As you can see, you're really close there. So if you had the container in the rear position, that wouldn't be a problem. That would clear your exhaust just nicely. Because the problem is not with the trailer, it's with these exhausts. They're too far away from the cab. They should be about another 200 millimeters towards the cab. You should be tucked in behind the air filter, behind the air deflectors. Again, not a problem. Well, again, the fifth wheel here is actually too high for this, but that again, that's for the next gen Scania. That's not the trouble with the mod. That's the Scania. That's SCS being lazy. But on the whole, marks out of 10. I'll give that a 9. That is one really fine trailer. And if you like working containers like me, and you enjoy life working as a box rat, and this may well be the trailer for you. Especially as it can haul pretty much every container on the market. A link will be enclosed in the video description. Thanks for watching.